someone actually reached out to me and said that he needed $50 million.
$50 million.
He's in real estate, so I thought he was serious, right? Because real estate, big money.
Yeah, he required a lot.
Right. And then I asked him, so do you have collateral? Like, do you have the land?
Yeah, you need something to actually.
Yeah, do you have the land? He's like, oh no. So I was like, okay, so what do you have? He said, oh, we just registered the business.
How much you register business? You know, I was supposed to give $50 million, like, take $50 million, register your business, take.
I can't think far. I think it got so bad that I was even getting threats.
No way.
I swear to God. Some random person just like sent me like this long message like, hey, I read it. I said, hey, isn't that serious? Like, I didn't know. I didn't piss people off. I bothered them so much for them to like, write all of those things. The most visibility that I've got came from negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
You wrote a book, right? And this is the book. I simply read the Ghanaian Business Guide. And out of everything I've seen online, one of the things that was clear was one of your reviews, someone was stating on TikTok, basically saying that he wished he had the book before even when he was moving to Ghana, it would actually give him the right perspective into starting out. Now, why did you write this book? Then how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so before we go deep into this conversation, right, I think one of the things I'm curious about is before anyone gets to know who you are, right, what is the most important thing about you that you to up to this particular level right now?
What's the most important thing? That's a very interesting question. Wow, how am I supposed to answer this? What's the most important?
The same way you built a couple of startups.
What's the most important thing about me right now? I'm always evolving. I think,
right.
Yeah, I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm reinventing and evolving. Yeah.
But how has that been so far? Because with every single time you're evolving, there's so many things you have to take out and so many things that come in newly. So, for instance, it's just like when you say, "Oh, artificial intelligence is not like the new thing," right? There's a couple of things that have been lost along the way,
Sure.
and a couple of things that have not been added.
True.
Right. So now, out of that, I'm curious, what exactly has gone out, and what exactly has now new with your
Wow. Okay.
evolution?
So what has gone out? I wouldn't say much.
Yeah.
Right. It's just more of fine tuning what I've been doing for years, and now putting that together.
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of things in different spaces for so many years,
Right.
but now I feel like I'm more streamlined and like vision focused because now I have vision pillars that I'm working on, and so I have more clarity. Right,
Okay.
That's the right word. Clarity. I have more clarity in what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah.
You started off this whole part of I definitely want to help startups. I definitely want to help them see things better, and also I definitely want to give them clarity. Where this whole thing started off from? What's the foundation? Where did it hit you like, what? Startup, you guys are messing up. You guys need to do more.
Okay, so I think it came from personal experience. So when I started out, I had a team,
Yeah.
we're experimenting with tech startups and things that we wanted to build, and we did a whole lot of things. But I realized that we weren't able to move forward because we also didn't understand the market, the ecosystem.
Right.
We didn't even know how to get funded properly. We didn't know what was required from us. We always thought investors would steal our ideas, and so we can't even go and talk to any investor. And it does happen, right? But I guess now, because I come from a place of understanding, I guess I know a lot more when you're talking to someone, what to say and what not to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Investors stealing ideas, right? Before we get into that part, I think I'm really curious on that. I've heard a friend of mine call me up, and the first thing he said was, "Benedict, everything I'm about to tell you right now, it wasn't there any so. It's the best idea ever." Right? Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, I promise it's not the best idea ever. Because most times, when it's the best idea ever, there's a likelihood that someone has already done it, basically.
True.
Right? and there's always simplicity in your ideas. Like there's literally nothing new under the sun in that particular context. Like most ideas that you have right now, someone has most likely done before.
Yeah.
Right. But now you say you had a team before. Now you built up with the team and everything. Now you've had to give it a couple of startups. Now you've built your own space, right? And what has that space been like? Now, before you answer that question, I'd like us to go back a bit, which is this. In your earliest years, right, would you have ever seen yourself being called a founder, saying you're trying to pioneer this?
Well, a founder, yes, right. I've always been entrepreneurial. My parents are both entrepreneurs, so I grew up in this space where you see people trying things and trying to thrive at what they are doing. So I've always been entrepreneurial. When I was in school, I was selling little things. When I was in uni, I started my own business in uni as well, where I sold hair, makeup, and stuff. And I used to go, I used to take a stand at Penn Hall Week. It was like a college, university, right, event where there's a lot of people. I would take a stand and sell food and stuff. I used to do that.
Yeah.
I've always been entrepreneurial, but all of these things have really shaped me, right? And I've always known that I'll own something of my own. I just didn't know it was going to be like in the tech space, because I really wanted to be a doctor, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So and then I later changed my mind. So I wanted to be a researcher, right? And I said I wanted to own a lab, right? the biggest lab in Africa. I was like so when I was in school, these are like the thoughts that were coming through my head, but I wasn't really thinking about tech, even though my dad really wanted me to be in tech.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now you did the whole transition of different, like we always say when you're growing up, they always ask you, what are you going to become?
Right.
Doctor. Next week.
Yeah.
Policeman. Next week. How do you become?
Yeah.
You moved through different transitions and you've built something of substance. You've had several reviews, you've had several feedback on it, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you already have a background, since you've built up with your team, you already have a background based on startups.
Right.
Now, what made you decide, I actually need to build something of my own that will stand the test of time? Because basically, one thing that most people don't realize is, especially for those that are not founders that are going to watch this clip, is that you need to have certain sense of madness to actually be a founder. And it's just the truth, right? You need to like you know what? Because there are days where it's going to be like, what exactly am I doing here?
True.
So why exactly you choose this part? Why exactly you chose to join the mad people forum? Like
I like the mad people, right? I always tell people this. I think I'm mad, right? Because like I feel like for the kind of things that we do, and me, I don't have a side gig, or I don't have I run businesses. That's like how I survive. Okay, so my madness had to start from a point where I came out of school. When I graduated, I was looking for a job, and because I was a scientist, it's really hard to get science-related jobs in Ghana. So I was like, well, I can't sit down and just be waiting, so why don't I start building my skills? So I started building my skills in different things. So I started with blogging, because I already knew how to blog when I was in high school, right? So I was like, why don't I just start something of my own? Maybe I could do something with the blogging. I won an award for blogging in like 9 months of me starting. It was close to 7 months of me starting. And then I was like, okay. I used that as leverage to do other things, because it gave me some traction.
Yeah. And
then I used that, and so I was like, no, I can't just be known as a blogger. Bloggers don't have a good reputation in Ghana. And that's
I think it's very similar with bloggers. For you to actually be a major blogger, you have to be very controversial.
Exactly.
And most people hate you for it.
Exactly. I even met Linda Keji.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When she came to Ghana.
Yeah.
So I just knew that I didn't want to be known as like a blogger that is, being like posting entertainment news, controversial things. I was actually focusing on business related type of blogging.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really sell.
It doesn't.
Right. My subscribers, most of them were from abroad, not from our context. Right. So I was like, okay, well, I did the blogging thing for a bit, and then someone did something to my blog. So the person that was managing my website and everything, I woke up one day and he's disconnected my domain and all of that. I was like, hey, I don't die. So I was like, no, I have to learn how to build my own website.
Yeah.
Right? So that thing that person did actually forced me to go learn how to build my own website. I started from that point. I was like, no, I need to diversify in the things that I do. Even though like I knew how to do social media because I was good at social media, like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me just learn some few things on social media on how to manage accounts and stuff.
Right.
I used that. I started learning branding, and I started doing the whole marketing ecosystem. So I was learning a lot around marketing.
Yeah.
When I did that, that was like a really good thing for me because I used that to start my first business.
Right.
So I started my first business in Brand Up Guys. I started just with the skills that I had, and it was just me at that time. So I was doing everything. I was doing everything by myself and managing everything by myself. I'd go talk to people that would be interested. And because at that time I had gotten some traction from the award that I won, right? I was getting a lot of referrals.
Okay.
And one thing about me is I was marketing myself like crazy. Anybody that knew me during that time frame, even people still don't know what I do. They think I'm still a blogger.
That means you actually did that serious.
And almost everyone that knew me at that time, when you ask them, oh, I need someone to do social media, they'll always call me because I would be posting. And I was so good at it that I could grow your Instagram account to 1K in a week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You had the code, you had the algorithm.
I was doing that, and it got to the time I was even selling accounts to people, and then I stopped growing accounts because people would bring me their accounts because they need quick money, they want to sell their big following and stuff. Okay, sure, why not? So I used that as leverage, and then I transitioned into tech marketing, right? So I was doing that for a company that actually saw my blog, and they were interested in working with me as a blogger, but they realized that I had so much potential, right? And so they're like, oh, she's very enthusiastic about everything, so why don't we give her a position in the company to work with us? Right. So that was a startup that I was working with.
So they absorbed you into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, how did you decide, I want to build my...
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And even though I don't like to say this, but it came with a lot of betrayals. It came with a lot of because I was so dedicated to working with this team, building blah blah blah, and I realized it's not gonna help me because I'm constantly adding value to someone's product, and the person doesn't even value.
Yeah, person cannot see that as much as.
No, they don't value what you're doing, so they don't see it as anything. Oh my, I just and it got to a time I started to feel weird because, and it was just a lot of things, right? And I just knew because at that time when I'm doing something with you, I do it as though I'm a part of it. I own it,
so like
right?
It was yours.
Yes, because I actually was in leadership. I was a co-founder. Right? So I was thinking, we're going together or doing things together.
Yeah.
But I realized that, the tone had changed from even though we're building this is me.
Oh.
This is me. So I was like, okay, let me let you do you, right? So I can also go do me.
Yeah.
So when I started and I wanted to do something of my own, I knew that I wanted to be in tech and do something in tech, right? So I always like to educate myself, right? So I made sure I had some certifications, so I can understand the ecosystem better, because I didn't want to do just marketing anymore. And then when I, found the idea that I was going to work on, this came from people constantly asking me to help them with, can you help me find an investor? Can you help me? Can you connect me? Can you do this? Can you help me with my pitch deck? Can you help me with my business plan? I got a lot of those, right? And I was already doing it for a couple of big people that had gotten money from the work that I did for them. So I was like, maybe I should restructure and position myself better. And when I did that, I became like a full-blown consultant where I was now doing one-on-one with a lot of different people. And that also helped me because now I got to see the real problem in our ecosystem where people are sending me their pitch decks and I'm reading. I'm like, hey, so where's your financial projections? Like, hey, where's this? Where's that? Right? And then that also like really helped a lot because now I saw the problem in its full glory. And because I saw that problem in its full glory, I was like, now I have to solve this problem because I have a limited network of people. Right? And so how do I scale this limited network of people to become an unlimited network of people that you can actually get something from? Right? So that's why I built FundVestor. Yeah.
Now, I like how you've transited from just the betrayal part. I feel like sometimes same things need to trigger that part of you that would bond the other part of you. Right? Because if I can argue that if you didn't feel that way or if that didn't happen, you most likely to be there. And you most likely to be like, I'm pushing you all and giving you all that won't be having this conversation in this robust manner. Right? Now, things have changed a whole lot. The ecosystem has changed a whole lot. And you went ahead and said, you know what? I want to actually build up FundVestor because of the level of exposure I have to what's happening in the industry right now. But then one of the things that we don't get to speak a lot about is the fact that once you're starting out, there's so much challenges. You might be outside looking in, but once you start, challenges that will hit you at first. You're like, okay. That's where I say the madness in the realization comes in. And most times, when you speak to people that have gone to a personal level, they become like oblivious or they become out of scene of the reality they had as challenges when they started out. But then since you're building this, now I'm curious, what were like the typical and the main challenges that actually hit so hard that you actually felt it like?
Okay. So for me, I'd say that when I had this idea and I wanted to even start, I didn't know where to kind of start from. Okay. Because I had like a big vision and how do I translate this whole thing in my mind that is working into like a tangible product, right? Also, one of my biggest challenges has been trying to trying to stick within regulations. Right? Like trying to you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't if you go here, it means you are becoming this, so you have to stay inside this box, right? And it makes it really hard because sometimes some of these regulations, even though it's good, they are unrealistic for anybody that wants to build something from scratch. And it's unrealistic. You're asking me to have $1 million before I can be a fintech or something. Meanwhile, I meet so many guys who have failed fintech startups. Like, bruh.
Yes, they don't have $1 million.
And they're always chasing you. They're in my DMs like, yo, can you connect me to an investor that can give you like that? Can you connect me to someone that, right? And so you're always trying to cave and try and figure out what you are. Right? And it becomes difficult because it limits what you can do.
It does.
It does limit what you can do. Also, I'll say support, right? Sometimes when you're starting out things, you're expecting people to support you. I think I've gotten over that.
We all had that.
Yeah. Like, I've gotten over that because I started really early, so I knew very well that when I started, I'm not gonna get support like from people, like mostly the people that you think are going to support you. They don't care like that. So when I start doing something, honestly speaking, I don't even think of like the immediate people around me. Right? I go directly to the target audience because
straight to them.
If you're going to build things and you're going to think that you're gonna get all the support of everybody around,
goodness, would be shocked.
You're going to get disappointed. And I learned that probably in 2019, and so I've elevated past that. And so anytime someone, like, you need someone to help you with something, you ask them for help and they don't give you the help, I just move on.
But they don't want to respond to your DM. There are several layers to the disappointment that you have to be able to start out.
Yeah.
But then again, you also have to realize that. So I think mine was in two folds, right? My first shock was the fact that my first realization first was the fact that people are really busy.
Right.
Like, people are genuinely really busy.
True.
Right. So no matter how much you think that you will send a message, I'm like, oh, please help me check it. You just fall into the point hole of saying, oh,
yeah,
you try because sometimes I realize that even right now, my current life, I tell people that please send me a DM. But sometimes when you send me a DM, I will read your DM and I think I'll be responding for after the game because I'm like, oh my goodness. And it's not intentional.
Right.
But then there's also the other fold of saying no. Now that's, and then there are also other individuals that just don't care, and there are much, right? They just think we don't really care. Their idea is, since I figured out myself, you should also figure out yourself.
Sure.
Which is where what you're building actually now comes in really, really handy, right? And I'm saying this because when we had the event happen yesterday, I realized that people might not realize it, especially people in the room might not realize it, but for people like us that have actually been in the community, realize that that is a space to actually grow and collaborate.
Right.
Right. And the goal towards that is the fact that it makes it easy for them to be able to seek support among their peers.
Right.
Because one of the best ways to be is actually build among your peers and try to shoot for those that already done it.
Right.
Because they will always tell you, oh, reach out to us when you need us. But the truth is, they also have their own life busy.
True.
Now, and now that you've already had that whole moment of saying, you know, this is what the problem statement is, you figure that out. How have you been able to strategically place FundVestor just to be able to at least even say, give a clear pathway for founders, right, and also for investors to come into the picture?
Right. So when I started, I knew very well that I wanted it to be mostly angel investors coming on there.
Why angel though?
Mostly, right?
Mostly, okay.
Mostly angel investors, because angel investors are more open, okay, to hearing what you have, and seeing where you're going with. VCs are a bit like vigorous, okay. It's not like I'm trying to. No, you can't convince a VC as easy, right?
This is a tough.
Yeah, they're tough. So it's very vigorous. You might even get tired of the process. Because they will ask you for so many different things, and it's more like you need to prove yourself like maybe 3 times to be able to get a VC to give you some money. But with angel investors, I feel like I've met so many people that have the potential of becoming angel investors, but they just don't know yet.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True.
And the concept is mostly so that people that need funding, that is not VC standard, okay?
Yeah.
Looking at over $1 million plus, right? Or 500K plus, you should be able to approach a family office, angel investor to be able to get some type of funding.
Yeah.
And we know ideas are not getting funded, hence why we're seeing that we're still stuck. And I was asking someone the other day, I was like, how many Ghanaian apps do you have on your phone?
Oh, like Ghanaian built app by Ghanaian founders,
Yes.
right? Yeah, that's
right. So if I was about to ask right, but the thing is, we're not using our own tech.
Yeah,
right?
True actually.
We're not using our own tech. We're not doing a lot of things, right? And so.
But would you say that there's a reason why that is? And I'm saying this from even thinking about it, right? So, for instance, I was explaining to you that me coming from my Airbnb coming here, I had to use OPE.
Right.
OPE is a Nigerian app.
Yes.
Right? It's used by, I think, like a Chinese company also.
Yes.
Right? And we have several fintechs in Nigeria, but they don't have that easy remittance across, say, for instance, transferring Naira to.
You said it's a Chinese app, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So, do you know that the Chinese actually give loans to their business owners?
Oh yeah, businesses. Yeah, they do.
And some of their loans can be as low as 3%.
So that's 3%. Okay, I didn't even know that, but yeah.
Right. So that's why they're able to go into, they actually give them money to go into other markets and disrupt the market and take over the market. Right. And we're seeing similar things happen in Ghana already. They're even coming into farming. Okay. Right. We're seeing them enter specific spaces and they are disrupting those markets, and the locals are like now complaining because they're now seeing the effect. Right. Because they are the suppliers.
True.
You cannot compete with them. And they are also getting a loan that is, lower interest. In Ghana, our loans are probably like 30 to 40%.
30 to 40%?
Yeah. Interest. So how you're gonna take a loan?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
When you start out,
even if you go and buy the things from China, and then these same people bring their things here, you can't
compete. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we're dealing with, and so in our ecosystem, we're not getting the kind of support that we're supposed to get to boost innovation.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing apps, we're seeing some people get funded because they have some special connects or stuff. But for how long can we be living in that bubble where you need to know somebody to be able to get some type of funding? So that's kind of, because I've seen so many gatekeepers.
Yeah, you know.
Right. And me having to deal with the gatekeeper even pisses me off, right? Because I'm trying to help an entrepreneur secure some funding, and I'm having to deal with the gatekeeper, just doing too much, right? And requesting for huge sums of money just to connect you
to something,
right? And you're not even sure if this connection is even going to work out.
Yeah, just to get their share and move on.
But this is like the reality on the ground, right? Most people will not get funded.
Yeah, sure.
Because they don't know the right people. They are not in front. They probably don't have the aesthetic to also match. Yeah, because
there's also a way to actually carry yourself.
True. Because you're asking for $1 million and you look like
you don't look like you're hungry.
You look broke.
It's actually true. There's someone that said something one time. We doing a conversation. He said, if I look at you and the first thing I see is someone that will use my money to eat, I won't fund you.
True.
Because clearly you first money to go and first go to like a beer parlor or go and buy suya.
True. And I sit down with investors and we have conversations about, right? And they really size you up.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. They size you and they look at your situation, your mindset. They see, even just recently I saw someone from Nigeria say that when they want to fund you, they actually go and talk to your ex. They're going to talk they go and do like thorough research about you, and they go and ask people like, is this person a good person, is it a bad person? They go to the extent of talking to your ex. Can you imagine? That is crazy. But yeah, this is like the reality, because I think it's mostly a trust thing as well.
Yeah, true.
Where now people want to fund people, but people are also running away with other people's money. Right? We've heard stories, people relocate when they get funded and everything. You can't hear
one-handed.
Exactly. So it's a trust thing, right? And on the platform, even though we want to connect people, we also want to make sure that there's some level of trust.
Yeah.
So hence, we don't hold money yet, but it's also something that we want to grow into.
Yeah.
Where we distribute the money to the person, making sure that the money goes to the right channel, to the right bank account.
Yeah.
But it's something that we'll progress into.
Right. Right. There's something you said that there's certain people that they don't know it yet, but they are supposed to be angel investors. What do you mean by that?
So they have the right mindset, they have the right attitude, okay, which is patience. Okay. In our ecosystem, we cannot force, like, there's so many things that you probably won't understand if you don't live in a country or like on the continent.
Yeah, sure.
Things are not done as quick. I know someone that was trying to get an FDA, they're FDA registered, right?
Yeah.
The FDA that they're trying to get took them 6 months. While the investor was like freaking out, okay? Like freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, you're not serious, you're not. but it's the system.
It's just a system, actually. It's system,
right?
It's just a system. Really.
And there are people that have the patience. I've spoken to a couple of people. They have the right mindset. They want to, invest in people. Smaller chunks of money that they want to give to people and see how it goes. Their risk appetite is there, right? They can probably withstand
a loss of a little amount here or there.
Exactly, but the thing is, you can be somebody's angel investor, right? But you are thinking, oh, to be an investor, you need like
millions of dollars.
Exactly. You can be someone's angel investor, and until we start to realize that, it's not going to work out.
I think that needs to be preached more. Actually, I like the way you actually explained it. More angel investors are needed. Somebody reached out to me, like I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, and the guy was just like, "Benedict, I need just $500, right? I just need to use to test this particular product." And it made so much sense because what I realized in that particular context is he understood the problem he was trying to solve. He understood how to go about it. But he didn't even need $1 million. He just said, I need this to be able to buy a couple of things. I just don't have it. But I know that this person, I'm certain about it. When he sent me the entire framework, I had to connect him with someone that actually give that to him. Because that makes more sense that way. It's just it's the little things that are here, there, that will fix up the system.
Exactly. And the thing is, there are people that have ideas that are like, they just need a little support. Sometimes it's more, maybe like $1,000 or something small.
Right. He wrote a book, right? And this is the book. I simply read the Ghanaian Business Guide. And out of everything I've seen online, one of the things that was clear was one of your reviews, someone was stating on TikTok, basically saying that he wished he had the book before even when he was moving to Ghana, it would actually give him the right perspective into starting out. Now, why did you write this book?
So I wrote this book specifically for entrepreneurs that have been struggling with anything business in Ghana, right? Okay. So from regulations to even where to go to, okay, to start the process of registering your business, and for people that are also looking to get funded. What are the things that are required from you? What are the things as a Ghanaian business? What are the things that will be required from you to start the process, right? Just walking people through what it's like from the very beginning to what it's like to the end. So the beginning being that you're at your ideation stage, and then the end being that you're getting funded. Right.
Now, the book itself has given you, I would say, because a friend of mine it makes sense to me. So I told a friend who I was going to meet the with and friend was like, you know the lady that wrote this particular book? Like, oh yeah, she is, right? There's even some certain set of accolade, and it also shows how much of importance you have brought to the community of individuals that are, one, they are not aware of what they need to do. And then secondly, it's also the fact that there are individuals that need more information about even the ecosystem in which you're going into. Right. Now, all the parts of this book, right? Most times when people are having to even write context as much as because it's a detailed book. This is one of those books that you give someone and then eventually gets like what's the name of the award they give them? Like that the bestseller award or something. This is one of those books that you like if it's like was on a maybe like Ghanaian bestseller for a week or something like that, right? This kind of book that comes out in that because of how much insight it has. Now you've had to go through this, and I'm curious, and I want to hear direct from Mark. What is one of the most positive feedback you've gotten from this?
Oh, I would say
there seems to have a lot.
I do, because like I'm now surfing through like the feedbacks have been very good. I can't even pinpoint just like one specific one. The feedback has been great. Like the feedback has been great, and this book is now on Amazon, right?
Yeah, sure. The link is going to be added.
On Amazon, and I just put it on Amazon because I was getting people requesting like, oh, like I want to buy the book. Okay, I'm not in Ghana and I want to buy the book. So I put it on Amazon, not even thinking anything of it, and like people are actually buying it. I was like, wow, okay, cool. Okay, that makes sense. But I've gotten a whole lot of feedback from people, even someone from Nigeria asked me to, so I'm giving you this to take to the president of Nigeria.
They're using me as a messenger. Okay.
So someone actually was like, I'm not Ghanaian, but I still want to read the book because I think and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to create something that would still find value anywhere on the continent, because if we call our tax system here GRA, you probably have a tax system in your country that's called something else, right? So it does apply to everyone, so you can still read it even though it's like called the Ghana Business Guide.
You haven't still answered my question.
Tell me.
Which is which is the feedback that has actually touched you the most? Because I know, again, you have a lot, but sometimes I feel like there was one that just hits you, one that comes to top of mind that just hit you. I'm like, this one actually stood out to me.
Right.
And it just,
Okay, so I think someone was in the process of trying to get funded, right?
Okay.
And they've been getting a lot of rejections. Okay. Yeah. And then after reading it, he was like, oh, I kind of understand why I was getting rejected now. So now I'm going to start working on it properly, right? And I think that's like the impact part that is very important to me, because honestly speaking, if I write something and it's just a book and it doesn't make any impact, I don't think that's what I wanted to achieve with that. I want it to be valuable. I want you to read it and feel like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know all of these things. And yesterday was a typical example, right?
Yeah.
When I was asking like questions, do you know what a cap table is? And the room is quiet, right? Because like literally, and when I created this book, I wanted to keep it like at the basics. Like
get to understand it was
simple English. I'm not even trying to do anything. I'm not trying to do too much, because I was like, people don't genuinely understand it. So why don't we bring them up to speed and get them to understand? Because when you understand, it's easier to now go into spaces and feel more confident. I'll give you an example. The people that I've met, I feel like they're very confident people until an investor starts talking to them.
True.
Right? They start fumbling like up and down. It seems as though they don't know what they're doing. But when you have a conversation with them, they actually do know what they're doing, right? But the thing is that because people don't understand this, that the investment space, right? It's a language. It's a language. You need to learn the language so that you can survive in that space. You go and talk to an investor and they are talking to you about convertible notes and stuff, and you don't understand. You're just like, oh, okay, they said 20%. Oh, yeah, right.
Bring the money. You just use yourself.
Exactly. So that's the problem. That's exactly the reason why I wrote the book. And I've had, and the guy that you saw as well, he also like, his feedback was really good as well. Even though he had not read the book yet, he just read like a chapter. Right? And so for someone to just read a chapter and feel like, wow.
Yeah, they did.
Like, if I read this before coming, just imagine what the whole book is like.
Right? So this is your key to get this. You get dragged online.
I do. I do. Recently, yes.
And one of the most interesting things is how you've been able to, and which is one thing I'm really, really appreciative for, because you create content as much as you actually do, like, put yourself involved in the whole startup space, right?
Right.
You make yourself as vulnerable as possible to share with individuals, to share with the entirety of a community on what you're building. And sometimes that also brings in bad actors, people that would just start by calling like, nah, that is not true. You're a liar. Bro, chill.
It's not that serious.
Like the same way we're joking about, it's legit not that serious, because you legit say something about you say your truth, and someone call you a blatant liar for it.
Yes.
And you have been dragged on so many different businesses, but this latest one was the one that just got me. I was like, what's happening? Now, for most of you that don't know, one of the things that was clear was one of the videos that you did put out that you were offered $3 million, you offered less than that, $1 million, you offered a couple of that. And your comments was just very interesting. Right? And I'm not trying to ask about the amount, or even if, because again, I know the best part about the friendship we've built over time now is that I can say for a fact that we're not trying to chase clouds with this, right? It's the fact that we are building authenticity, so it's easy for us to just go there.
Right.
But in moments where you're trying to put out, especially when you're trying to become more public, I'm saying this and I'm asking this because there are more founders like yourself that would prefer just being behind doors and not being public, right? For founders that want to be out there and want to be public as much as possible, because that's where most times investors actually, that's how they find you sometimes. They find you through either referral or when you be public. But then for those that decide they want to become public, what would be your advice to them, especially because it can feel toxic sometimes? And some of them mission to build and just be left alone. What would your advice be to them though?
See, I would say that the most visibility that I've got came from negativity.
Right.
Yeah. If you really want to be in the space and do your thing and not be in the public, that's cool.
Yeah.
You can be building in the back and do your thing, but you need to have really good marketing people to put whatever you're doing. My advice to anyone that wants to build in public, or you want to be talking about all of these things, just be ready for all the backlash and all of that. And it got so bad that I was even getting threats. I swear to God, some random person just sent me this long message hey, I read it. I said, hey, isn't that serious? I didn't know. I didn't piss people off. I bothered them so much for them to write all of those things. But just do what works for you. If you don't, I've always been a quiet person doing things in silence. It doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to scale your impact across board, you have to start talking about what you're doing. You have to be in spaces. You have to be actively talking about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even know what you probably would trend for, right? True. You don't even know, because me, I didn't even know that if you told me in December that in February I'll be trending for something, I wouldn't have believed you, right? So you never know what would get people to see you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And even though the negativity came, it also came with positive things.
True.
Right? So the positive things, I kind of focus more on the positive things. The negative things, if I want to address you, I'll address you. If I want to do bass boost, we'll do bass boost. It got sense. I just ignore them because sometimes they can be a lot, and people just don't go and do their own research. They don't listen to understand. Sometimes they just listen to reply. So when you meet people like that, it's okay. But sometimes it's also necessary, because there's somebody that actually did a whole back and forth with me, and I managed to convert that person to the point that they gave me an opportunity to be on a Harvard program.
Oh, congratulations.
So sometimes the back boost is necessary, right? Because sometimes people are spreading certain things, and you just have to put them straight. And it's important, because some of these people saying what they're doing have not even done half of the things you've done, right? And sometimes you need to call the room to order, right? And it can be very difficult, even as a woman. I think that most people wouldn't even have a problem if it was a guy talking about this. That's what I think.
Well,
to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent, actually, yes. To some extent, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's and people even call me a prostitute just because.
Social media is what?
I swear to God, if I tell you the kind of things I saw, I was like, you know what? Just do you. Whatever works for you.
Because I feel like most times people project their insecurities and their lack of what they can be on what you're doing.
Right.
Because in the case of, how dare you say you have done that?
And then the one thing I don't like is that people should understand that your experiences are not my experiences.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you are in a certain circle where things look different doesn't mean it's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So when someone is talking from a place and they are telling you certain things, you're supposed to be open-minded and try and see how you can also be part of that wagon instead of trying to talk talk down on the person and make the person feel as though they are a mad person online. Me, I already know I'm mad, so there's no point in you trying to tell me that. But yeah, it's just what it is. And I mean, whoever is trying to build in public, I wish you the very best.
Not the very best, actually.
It can go good and bad at the same time.
It actually would be a both ways. Actually, it doesn't. I don't think there is ever if you're building publicly, I promise you exactly what you said. Just be ready for both sides.
Yeah.
And most times negativity actually brings positive to it.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a certain step of, oh, I dare you. There's no possible way we have done that. But then when that person that's curious now asks, oh, so you say you have done this, how did you do it? That curiosity would lead onto bigger conversations that would actually create more opportunities.
I was expecting people to ask me how. I just was expecting people to ask me how. People are like saying all kinds of things to the point that they're coming to my DM fighting me. I'm like, me, I would learn from like this person. Oh, okay, you said this. Okay, but how? Like, what did you do? How did you go about it?
How did you even position yourself to be in a particular position to have a conversation that brings about that?
From the work I do, what did I say I do? I connect entrepreneurs and investors. I'm a consultant. How do you know, like, the investor, I'm working with the investor to give you money. You think they will not give me the money? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I'm working with investors to give other people money. You think they don't know me? If they don't know me, if people don't understand that these things are built on relationships.
Yeah, and trust. Yeah.
For me to bring someone to you and to go and meet the investor, for the investor to really trust me to have a meeting with you, you need to get a certain level of trust with that person. No investor. Do you know how many people are chasing investors like on a day-to-day basis?
Actually.
Right? So just imagine this investor is getting like 500 people chasing him right now just to have like 30 minutes of his time or 15 minutes of his time. And then I go and introduce you and you get to talk to the person tomorrow. Do you know what it takes to build that type of reputation? Yeah. So if I say that I'm being offered money from the same people that I take you to go and meet, like, why is this a big deal?
Yeah.
To me, it's not a big deal. That's why I didn't feel like this trend was necessary, because I was like, it's not that deep, it's not that serious. Well,
not about again social media.
Yeah.
People have they have the right to feel the way they feel.
Yeah.
People know that the way they feel sometimes can be so not it.
Right.
You've built FundVestor, and right now it's kicking off, and there are so many people on the platform, so many people using the platform. But I think one thing I want you to give us some bit of background towards right now, or more like details in
what it does.
What it does, and then what is the main solution touch points it is heading towards.
Right. So it's simple. I'm connecting you to an actual investor, someone that is looking for you, and it's as simple as that. On the platform right now, we have you can be any type of investor on there. You can be a VC, you can be an angel investor, you can be a family office. You just need to indicate where you stand. For entrepreneurs, usually the reason why people don't get funded is because of the preparation, right? So they are not ready in terms of their documentations are not ready. The actual things that they need to talk to the investors are not there. Hence, we created Mangro AI. Mangro AI assists you with all the readiness that you have to go through to talk to the investor.
Right.
So from your pitch deck to your business plan, to your financial projections, to your cap table, and literally we'll put everything. So it's more like an all-in-one solution. Now, what we'll be transitioning into would also be legal support. So you're actually speaking to a firm in Nigeria, because we have a lot of Nigerians on our wait list.
Yeah.
So that was literally one of the things I wanted to do before we launch, which is actually speak to legal counsel, so we can onboard some of the firms on there, because we want it to be an all-in-one solution where when you come here, you get the investor, you have your conversation with the investor, you decide, okay, this is what I want to do now. You get a term sheet, take it to the legal people to review it for you,
Right.
so that you can sit down and have a conversation with them. And we believe that this would aid the process, become more efficient,
Right.
right? Technically, I hope I've explained.
Oh yeah, you have actually. You have given so much detail. And also one of the things to also notice is the fact that it has because the demo I saw yesterday,
Yeah.
right, gives so much context into how seamless the process is, especially even in integrating the entrepreneurs and even bringing the investors on board. So it makes it so much easier.
Yes.
You have built this, right? And someone like yourself that is really, really on the edge of building things that last, right? When we have this conversation next 3 years, or say next 2 years, what do you foresee would be FundVest?
Okay. So FundVestor is going to definitely transition into the global space, because I would say that we're in the middle of that already.
Yeah.
We have people from the UK and all of that trying to be on the platform to invest in. So we're going to get a lot of people from the diaspora networks come on the platform to invest back in the continent, right? What I want to see in 3 years as well is that we transition to the escrow,
Okay.
so that we can hold money, and then make sure that there's some form of safety, right? Security when it comes to giving out your money to someone,
Yeah.
and then helping them track what is going on with the person that they've actually given the money to. So that's kind of where I'm seeing it going.
Okay. Now, this is the final bit of this conversation, right? This is, I call this the fast three. Basically, I'm giving you, it's going to be either, so answer it whichever way comes to mind, right? What's a dream destination?
Dream destination?
Yeah, for a getaway.
A getaway? I don't have a dream destination for a getaway.
You don't?
I don't.
Everyone does. How about you?
I don't.
So if you were to like say I want to leave Ghana today to go and have somewhere just to rest for the next couple of days, all expense paid, everything, you don't have any that comes to mind?
I don't feel like it's a dream. I've already probably gone. I don't have a dream destination.
Okay, so I think I'll have to rephrase that then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this then. Where's your favorite place to stay apart from in Ghana?
Oh, I like Cape Town.
Ah.
Yeah.
You had the whole experience there then?
Oh yeah,
Really
I like Cape Town. It was really good. It was a really good experience for me. Not too big on like dream stuff. I feel like you can just wake up and go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not too like the way people like
reality.
Yeah. The way people like, oh, they plan what their life will look like, their wedding, wedding dress.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person.
When it comes.
I like it, like you can change your mind, you can, if you have money, you can do things, right? So I don't really have a dream. I don't put a cap to whatever it is.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, someone was walking.
Okay. What's the most ridiculous reason you've had a founder ask for funds?
Oh.
I have a story.
Oh, that one is more like they're looking at my situation. You're like,
It's in me.
I don't have I don't have this. See, you and they think like this whole funding thing is like some charity or something. They're like, oh, won't you connect me to an investor? Oh, I'm in debt. Oh, yeah, I'm in debt.
That's more is why you need to collect money.
I'm in debt. So I was talking to an investor. Oh, can you connect me? You know, he added the business I was running. All the money disappeared. Like, can you connect it to an investor? Like, you're not serious.
Founders will run. If investors say that, like, nah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
There's a conversation I had with one of an investor, and it was meant to be that the founder came to him and he was explaining that, you know, he needs funds, he needs whatever the case is, and he was like, oh, how much do you need? He said, oh, that he needs $500,000, and he said, oh, okay. So if you get $500,000 right now, which is where your business is, what will you buy? He was like, sincerely, because by the way, he was speaking to one of the partners, he wasn't speaking to them.
Right.
Like, sincerely, I have to buy a GLE. He's like, first things, he just wants to use like $100,000 to just buy a GLE first. I'm like, sorry, the guy said like he wants to buy a GLE first.
So,
invest in his best GLE first.
Lord Jesus. Like,
I'm like, how?
No.
Like,
No.
you really think that?
And this is my problem, right? Where people think that getting funding is like you are getting funded personally,
Yeah.
right? You're asking for money to go do business. Now you want you pay yourself a salary, right?
Yeah.
You work for your business, but most people want to make this whole thing. Oh, like they give me 500K. I'm using 100K to. You know, someone actually reached out to me and said that he needed $50 million.
$50 million.
He's in real estate, so I thought he was serious,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
real estate, big money,
Yeah, he required a lot.
right? And then I asked him, so do you have collateral? Like, do you have the land?
Yeah, you need something to actually.
Yeah, do you have the land? He's like, oh no. So I was like, okay, so what do you have? He said, oh, we just registered the business.
How much you register business? You know how someone give $50 million, like take $50 million, register your business, take.
I can't think far. $50 million.
My goodness.
$50 million. This guy literally said $50 million.
I really feel for investors. Like I feel for investors. Like
I'm the consultant and I'm getting pissed. Like I'm getting pissed. How much more the investor? So they don't usually like to have like certain conversations with people because I mean, and this guy even went ahead to tell me, oh, he'll give the investor equity.
Someone gives $50 million, yeah,
equity.
I will.
And even the thing is, how many tech companies
Oh my goodness.
are getting $50 million flat?
Exactly, to start with. Like from the foundation.
Even those that are in the system, right, that are doing crazy things, how much money have they been raising? Has it, Lord Jesus, like, do you get what I mean? People with users paying people, they have traction, and they are not even pulling in 50 million on the continent. Then he's not serious.
Well, again, a man can dream. I'm guessing he was dreaming.
He should keep dreaming.
He was dreaming.
He should keep dreaming.
Why did you guys decide to go with Mangro AI? More like Mangro AI.
Yeah.
Why the name?
So, man, grow.
AI.
Right. So, as in man.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Right. And then grow.
Yeah.
So, because we're helping you grow. So that's the preparation, investor readiness tool.
Yeah.
So we're helping you grow. So man grow.
Without
the W.
I thought it was going to be something really deep.
It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
No, but really, thank you for this conversation.
Yeah.
I'll say this, and I'm saying this not lightly. I'm saying this from a place of seeing what you're building and the ecosystem you're building, right? Which is this. We need more people like you. And we need more people like you simply because you have a mission to help founders and entrepreneurs become global elements.
Right.
For us to have a major shift in society, for us to have a major shift in Ghana, for us to have a major shift in Africa, for Africa itself to influence and impact the entire world, there needs to be people that actually create the foundational blocks. And that's what you're currently doing. I don't know if you realize how deep that is, but that's what you're doing right now. And I'm looking forward to what this is next time we have an actual proper senior conversation again. I said, you know what, in projection of 3 years, because we're going to have a conversation again. And it's going to be a whole different conversation altogether, mainly because of the impact you're going to make, and mainly because of the involvements people would call you up on to actually get involved. So sincerely, I wish you the very best on this one. And 3 years from now, we're going to celebrate.
Yeah, 3 years from now.
We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate.
Don't worry.
Congratulations already.
Thank you. It's gonna happen.
And that's a wrap.
Up, like.
Whichever this is.
Someone's calling you, huh?
Should be fine.
Okay.
Right. There's something you said, which is that there's people that
you put a cut. I just realized that thing is off, so you can pick up from. There's something you said. The Wi-Fi was off.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes,